Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
I like your picture. I keep it with your letter.
That's Steely Dan bringing us back. One of my favorites, 17 till the hour. I'm Jim Blasingame, and I am the Small Business Advocate. Please check out my website, smallbusinessadvocate.com. Lots of stuff there that will help you with your small business, whatever you got going on, and wherever you are in the time continuum of ownership, wherever you are in the time continuum of disruption, of challenge and opportunity, whatever's going on. If you're frightened or excited, we got something you can read or listen to or watch at smallbusinessadvocate.com, including the body of work that our good friend Steve Martin has deposited with us over the years, 15 years plus that he's been a member of our Brain Trust, and we couldn't have done without him. So go back and find Steve Martin in our Brain Trust and enjoy all the wisdom he's deposited with us over the years. Steve Martin, thanks again for hanging out with us. His book is called Instant Profits, Making Your Business Pay. They can find that at your website, can't they, Steve?
Yes, Jim, absolutely.
And that is profitpro.us?
www.profitpro.us.
So check it out, folks. Steve, you just got back from a long multi-state rail trip. You and your lovely wife, Kate, celebrating your anniversary. Congratulations on that, and welcome back. And you were telling us in the previous segment about what you saw, how you looked out across out of the window of the train and saw Americana passing by you at 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. And it's amazing what you can see on a railroad, on a rail car. And having grown up in the railroad with a railroad family, I saw that as you did, Steve. And as you drive across America today, boy, things have really changed. And you had some thoughts on how you saw small businesses affected by all this, by the way, as America moves from the industrial age to the information age, now to the digital age.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, Jim. You see, the days of the huge factories are diminished. They're not absolutely gone, because I saw some really big ones. Some of the big automotive plants, the big Caterpillar tractor plants. Those are huge. But when you look at the communities, the small towns that are around the old industrial centers, and you look at the main streets, see all the empty storefronts, the little restaurants, the little furniture stores, the repair shops, and all those things. And it really punctuates the fact that our business and our economy and our lifestyles are continuously evolving. And what was really good even 5 years ago may be just totally obsolete today. And any small business, in fact, any business of any size, has to be aware of that almost nothing is forever. And you have to be able to adapt to the new economy. And since 2008, for sure, seeing a lot of pressure on small businesses of all types.
Well, one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about and writing about, actually, is going to be big part of my next book that's coming out this year, Steve, is this idea of what I call relevance. In other words, if you've got a Main Street business and people buy from you, they want to come inside your store and buy from you. They want to come pick it up and hold it in their hand and see your face and do business with you. I still believe that there's plenty of a place for that in the American economy. But that same little boutique shop, that same little store, that same wonderful family-owned delicatessen, your customers still want to be able to go online and see what you're offering. They still want to see what the menu is going to be tomorrow before they leave for work, et cetera, et cetera. And they still want the food to taste as good. They still want the offerings to be the same. They still want the smiles to be the same. But they want you to be a little more relevant to them, which means plugging into the way they live their life a little bit more. What do you think, Steve?
I think you're absolutely right, Jim, on really two very important counts. First of all, It's that human interaction. It's how people feel when they do business with you is the most important thing. But you're also pointing out that in this day of electronic communication, to be relevant, you have to be accessible.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that you probably have to have, at the very least, a website which gives people the information that they're looking for.
Well, it's not even enough just to have a website anymore, Steve. If you're really going to be relevant, you got to have a mobile site.
Absolutely.
And because more and more people, Steve, I'm finding this myself. I'm finding that myself without even trying, without even meaning to. I don't have any kind of an agenda. I'm not working. I don't have a goal. I'm not trying to experiment. I'm just finding myself increasingly doing what I need to do away from producing something from scratch, like with my writing or whatever. I'm finding just plugging into the world. I'm doing that more and more on my smartphone.
Absolutely, and that's the nature of change.
And if you're not there, folks, if you're not there, if you don't have an app or a mobile site that makes that access relevant to what I want, meaning what's in my hand, then you're probably going to lose some business. You probably are losing business. And, Steve, that's probably what's happening. I mean, people are wondering, why are people not coming back? Why haven't you come back? Well, it's because you're losing that relevance, and it's happening very fast, isn't it?
It really is. So what I hear you saying is that where it used to be just fine to have a little sign hanging over the sidewalk on Main Street, you have to have not only a website, but you have to have a mobile device capable site as well.
That's right. And I'm recommending a site, not an app, for most small businesses. But that doesn't mean that all the things that people love about you they don't want that too. They still want that, folks.
They want that smile.
Yeah, that's right. Hold on to that thought. We're going to be right back with Steve Martin after these messages. Stay with us.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.